everyone, and welcome to the Behind Enemy Lines video. Today we're going to show you how to make an explosion or knockdown marker. This one is suitable for 28mm, but it can be used in a lot of different applications. You could use it inside a building. In this episode we're going to set out and make it look like a knocked out tank itself. So stay tuned, we're going to show you the tools you need. So the tools we need: 1. Spray paint, super glue, tape, masking tape, painter's tape, a scalpel for cutting, any knife will do though, a tool of some kind to pry open the tea light, and of course the tea light itself. What's missing in the shot is actually the fiery flames, which is a Gale Force 9 product. Okay, now we're going to attempt to pry the tea light open. This took me a bit longer than normal. I'm going to blame the camera, not the fact that I'm a tad uncoordinated. So what we're going to do is we're going to find a seal between the plastic connections there. It's just sitting in there with pressure, so if you just squeeze on the outside and push your tool in, you should be able to get in there and just pop it out. What I'm doing is just gouging the plastic, but I'll take it off screen and just find somewhere weak. And there we go. Out it comes. Test it again to make sure it still works. Voila, it's still working. Alright, now we're going to move on to part 2. Or 3 or 4. Whichever part we're up to. We're not doing parts, that's just too terrible. This is going to flow. We're going to need a bit of tape, or painter's tape, so we'll get a bit of that out and cut a length off. Just that right amount of size. It doesn't matter. I use a really small one, the one from Tamiya, but without the dispenser. And you're just going to use it to wrap up the light bulb, because the light bulb is the LED, sorry, is what's going to make this trick work, make this explosion look good. So we'll just wrap it around, make sure that the bulb itself is covered, make sure to get the top of the bulb. Very important place up there, because that one's often missed. Well, that part, I often miss it anyway. I don't know about you. So wrap it around. Just give it a quick once over. Squeeze the top of it to make sure it's all covered. To twist. Just another test to make sure you didn't break anything. I mean, it's an LED tea light. They're pretty resilient. You can pick them up for like $2 for 5 or 6, so not a biggie. Alright, here is it spray painted black using the magic of television. Here is one I prepared earlier. So it's fully coated in black, and as you can see, the tape on top has saved the bulb from getting painted. I get a bit of that smoke and fire that I mentioned earlier. It's a Gale Force 9 product. It's basically just a big clump of dyed wool. So watch me fight with it here. So I'm trying to get some black for the smoke, or a very dark grey. Because it's wool, once it gets tight it becomes quite tough. So it's very resilient. I've been using this for a number of years. It's cheap, and it takes about 10 to 15 bucks for the whole lot. I've got some different coloured bits here, some greys and some yellows and some oranges. I'm just rubbing it together, trying to mush it all up and thread it together. I'm not sure what the technical sewing person will use as term is, but I'm just trying to make it work and look like an explosion or fire. So there'd be fire on the inside, dark smoke coming out the top. Depends what would have been hit, an oily smoke or something like that. I'm just trying to make it look as realistic and as natural as an explosion would look. So it takes a bit of time just scooching it all together. That'll do, scooching it all together. Now, I get my super glue, and I'm too soon with that, as I realize I need to remove the tape from the bulb. Not going to work if I don't remove it. So we'll just be careful here. Just find a weak point on it, or if you can find where you originally stuck it down, use that, and just unwrap it. Or if you're like me, impatient, find a weak point and use your scalpel. So unwind it, open it up, and I think I give it another test because I just want to make sure, yep, that still works. The paint, as you can see, is still coming off a little bit because it has a half-hour drying time and I was impatient. So what we're going to do now is make it so that it fits over the circumference of the light bulb, or the tea light, and apply a boatload. No, not a boatload. A little bit too much. No, you know what? Just the right amount of super glue. There is no such thing as too much super glue to the plastic parts and to all the other bits that are on the outside of the tea light there. So we're just going to squirt it around. All you can see there is you can see my knuckles. Aren't they great? I do apologize. This is the first time using this new camera. So now we have the wool, and we're just going to plonk it down over the top. Now we want to push it over. So what you want to do is you want to push it down and make sure it makes connection with the glue. What the glue is going to do is it's going to grab onto those fibers and hold them down. Even though it's not an ideal thing for gluing, you could probably use something like a fabric glue, or a hot glue gun, but super glue works just as fine. So what you want to do now is you also want to pull the wool over the edges of the tea light there. Even though the tea light edge is black, you still might see it. So pull it down, and so it covers up. Now, I'm just going to give it a quick twist because you can see that flame and that smoke color was splitting off, and I didn't like the look of that. So I teased it up, and my hands at this point are covered in super glue, so they're pulling bits of wool left and right, and it's actually helping and making quite a nifty effect. And of course, I want to see what it looks like. Pull it down some more, get in close, make sure it's not too, you don't want to see too much plastic. I could spend more time and sprayed the bottom, but you're not going to see the bottom 98% of the time. And boom, that is it there. That's what it looks like. Now let's turn it around. Looks good from the back and the front. Lots of fire. And now we're going to go and put it on a headset maybe. Look at that. The tea light flickers at a random interval, so it makes it look like proper fire, which is great. And this headset, it ain't gonna hit nobody. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Have a great day.